As per the request of a few of my subscribers, today I'll be showing you how to put together the best MP5 setup for beginners just starting the game. Much like my other setup videos, I'll first be covering some gameplay aspects of this setup and then get into the actual build. Before we begin, a few things to note about achieving the attachments needed for these setups. If you are a first time player, you can start by using the most starter setup I would recommend, which can be achieved with roughly 30 minutes of game time. If you're willing to spend an hour grinding kills, I will also show you a basic MP5K setup to get you started. With the MP5 being one of the best guns in the game as a well-rounded weapon, these setups take full advantage of that. The starter setup gives you some pretty balanced stats to begin with, and if you choose the MP5K receiver variant, it's a bit of a speed demon. Neither of these setups focus on a singular statistic, as it's hard to achieve when just beginning. The more starter setup allows the gun to be balanced out so it can compete with more high tier setups, while also retaining the control that the default MP5 possesses. The MP5K receiver based setup cranks the mobility a lot more, not to the absolute max, but enough that you will be able to keep up until you climb the levels. Feel free to go with either of them and make sure to experiment yourself. First, to build the starter setup, you will need to have achieved 60 kills with the default weapon. You can stick with the default upper receiver, throw on the 507K optic, or stick with the iron sights. Add the compensator, the SEF lower receiver, and the SL grip. This will allow for a very balanced MP5 build that plays a little bit better than the default in terms of control. Next, to build the MP5K receiver based beginner setup, you will need to have achieved 180 kills with the MP5. To begin, start by replacing the default receiver with the MP5K receiver. You can add the 507K optic or stick with the iron sights, add the muzzle brake, the SEF lower receiver, BCM grip, and finally the rail stock. Even if you are only able to grind the 60 kills needed for the first setup, I would still recommend making this more advanced setup a goal for your future. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, thank you so much for the support on my videos. It means so much to see how much you guys enjoy this content. If you haven't already, make sure to drop a sub and like the video. With that said, Knight signing off.